looking at your lyrics on Diamond Days. It says, I'm blinded by the memories of my brighter days. My diamond days, they still shine. It's the rocks that clutter my mind. That really resonated with me. Could you say a little more about that?
Yeah, so that is probably one of my favorite songs. I kind of was inspired by the Tom Petty lyrics. Some days are diamonds, some days are rocks. And I think about that a lot because it's very true. Like you have really great days where the future seems so bright and everything just seems like it's working out. Then you have days where just everything feels like it's falling apart, the world is crumbling, and recently, I think a lot of people feel that way because the future seems uncertain. And you have to remember that there's still good days ahead, still good things are going to happen. And it's not like all of the good things are in the past.
Well, Toria, perhaps you could help people understand that nothing is ever as good or bad as it is in the moment.
Hmm.
And I'd love for you to put some things into. Boy, I'm really putting a lot of expectations on you tonight. That emotions are just like puffs of smoke; they'll blow away in the wind unless you attach your thoughts to them.
Hmm.
So, if you could say, "Yes, this sucked. Yes, I'm hurt," but if you could add to that, "At present," or "Right now," or "In this moment," I'm really upset. Yes, you are in this moment. And
Hmm.
when that would help you getting that across to young ladies, maybe when they're heartbroken. Yes, you're heartbroken right now or in this moment. Uh, One thing that irritates me, Toria, is that people tend to discount young people's feelings. Oh,
Hmm.
get over it. Oh, she's only 15.
Yeah, that's very true. I try to change my way of thinking too with my niece. I remember what it was like to be 14 and it really did suck. And
Yes, it
I try to
does.
tell her like, yeah, you might feel this way, but it gets so much better. And, especially high school, like it might suck and you might hate it, but before you know it, it'll be over and, you won't be there anymore. So, don't have to worry so much.
Well, when you validate their feelings and say yes, and sometimes when I'm dealing with 15, 16, 17-year-old young people, I'll say, well, let's start off, let's get one thing perfectly clear. Being 15 sucks. And
It does.
then
Yes.
then then we'll move from there. And telling people that they're allowed to think and feel however they think and feel.
Yeah, that is so important. And I wish that I would have, maybe heard that more, or told myself that more when I was a teenager and be like, all right, it's fine that I'm like so angry or so sad. Like I am allowed to feel this way.
Yes, you are. Yes,
Hmm.
you are. Yes, you are. So I'm thinking of so many songs that you need to write, aren't I?
It's good. It's nice to have the inspiration, and I definitely have the time right now. So I'll get to
Yes,
writing.
yes. So I'm blinded by the memories of my brighter days. Tell me about that.
I often romanticize the past, and that's another lyric of the song where realizing that I do that, I romanticize the past, and I always think that times were better when I was here, or when I was there, or when I was doing this, and then I get in this mindset that like it's never going to be that good again.
Mm.
But I try to get myself out of that mindset. Yeah,
Well, and sometimes when people would say that to me, they'd say, it's never going to be that good again. I'll say, convince me.
right.
Convince me.
Yeah, because there's no reason that you should even feel that way because you never know. It could be so much better.
So we want to check the facts. What do we know for sure?
Hmm.
Do you have a crystal ball that works?
No. I
So,
wish.
self love. What do I want? What do I need? Why do I ask with the world at my feet? I worry day in and I worry day out. But what do I even have to worry about?
Yeah, that's probably another one of my favorite songs. That's probably like the most, I guess, vulnerable songs that I've written. And sometimes I do struggle playing it because I feel like it's very revealing about how I feel and well, how I felt, I guess, more so. But I always kind of ask myself, like, what do I want to do? Like, where am I going in life? And then I have to step back and be like, why do I keep asking? Like, just, you know, keep going and look ahead and stop tearing yourself down and be like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And I do worry a lot. And like I said before, like that worry and anxiety, I have to check it and be like, okay, you've done this before. You've worried, you were anxious, and it didn't make anything better. So what do you have to worry about, you know?
So what I'm hearing is that you've dealt with some anxiety in your life.
Yeah, I would say so. Still, I'm getting better at the dealing part.
Anxieties about apprehension about something that may or may not occur. We often do the time traveling exercise where most people have frequent flyer miles, Toria, to the past and the future with brief layovers in the present.
Yeah,
Okay.
very
So
true.
on the inside of my arms, I have tattooed, I am right here, it is right now. Uh,
Hmm.
so you might want to ask yourself, where am I at? I'm right here. What time is it? It's right now. And again, when we talk about the nuances of vocabulary, when we talk about the difference between worry and concern,
Hmm.
worry can eat you up. It takes a lot of energy and it's very toxic and destructive.
It is.
Concern means that you have an oversight, an overview of some type of a situation, and you're hoping that it works out for the best. However, you have to ask yourself, what can I do about it?
Hmm.
Life's in two columns, Toria, things I can control and things I cannot. We spend 95% of our time thinking about things that I can't control.
That's very true. I do. Yeah, I get in that mindset a lot of wanting to worry about all of these things that I wish I could control. And I think like, all right, let's keep worrying. Maybe you can control it. And I then get in this mindset from like, you've done this before. It's just it doesn't work.
Okay, so here's your next song. We're going to have an album here. It's about acceptance. And remember, acceptance does not mean approval.
Hmm.
Acceptance does not mean approval. However, this is the way it is in the moment. We
Yeah,
don't want things to happen. However, we accept that they do. So, this is kind of a rare occasion anymore. But have you ever had a flat tire in your car?
I have. Yes.
Okay. Did you get gasoline and pour it on your car and burn it up? Did you go buy another car?
No, I did not.
What did you do?
I would love to say I changed it because I wish I knew how to change a tire, but no, I got somebody to change it for me.
Okay. So, what we help people do is to gain the skills, the coping skills to change flat tires in their life.
Hmm.
However, in order to change the flat tire, first of all, you have to accept the fact that you have one.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
No one orders a flat tire, Toria.
Yeah.
However, I would probably suspect that you've dealt with many people in your life that figuratively have been running their life on flat tires because they refuse to acknowledge it.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. It's so hard to acknowledge.
Yes, it is. And acceptance is a huge thing. But I love that last line under self love. But what do I even have to worry about?
You have to remind myself, like, there's nothing to worry about. You're gonna be all right.
Okay. So again, it's that positive self talk.
Hmm.
It's active listening. I would probably suspect that you're a wonderful friend.
I try to be. I try my hardest. I really
Well,
love
are
my
you or
friends.
aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I am a wonderful friend.
I am a wonderful friend. Yeah.
Okay. Is that arrogant?
No, it's not. Sometimes it feels like that is you can't say that because it sounds
Yes, you
arrogant. But you're
can.
right.
Are
It's
you?
not.
Yes,
You're
you
not.
can. You can say I am a wonderful friend.
I am.
You don't need to print that in the paper. However, what do your friends think of you? If I went to one of your, let's say, your best friends, someone who knew you the best, and I would ask them, uh, let's say I was going to hire you as a daughter, all right?
Mhm.
And you applied for the job, and I called. What? Who would you say that your best friend's name is? First name.
Well, at the risk of sounding, I guess, kind of cliche, I would say that my boyfriend is my best friend. His name's
Okay,
Chuck.
and what's his first name?
Chuck.
Chuck. So if I
Yeah.
called Mr. Chuck up and I said, "Hello, is this Chuck?" Yes, it is. This is Jim Ellermeyer calling. I put an advertisement in the paper for a daughter, and Victoria Canello answered and sent in her resume, and she listed you as a reference. So, what qualifications does Miss Victoria have to be a daughter?
I think he would say that I am very kind and that I'll go above and beyond for you and try my hardest to make you happy and feel comfortable and have a good time with you and just do what I can to make you have a good life, I guess, if that makes sense.
Well, Chuck, could I trust her?
Yes,
Could I give
definitely.
her my PIN number for my debit card?
Yes, definitely.
So, Chuck, if I asked Toria if she told me that she was going to pick me up at 3 o'clock, could I be relatively certain that she was going to be there?
Yes. Might be 3:05, but
So, Chuck, uh, can I generally say that if she tells me something, I can accept that as the truth?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I'm not a good liar.
Now, Chuck, she tells me all these things are wonderful, what you're telling me. However, everyone has some challenges in their life. Everyone has, if their life was a home, there's always some rooms that could perhaps use a little extra love and some remodeling. And
Mhm.
what would they be for Miss Toria?
I would say they would be she sometimes is a little bit hard on herself, and it can be aggravating because, you wanna try to build her up, but she'll tear herself down right there, and, she does kind of let her anxiety get the best of her sometimes.
Hmm. Okay. You understand, Toria, that you're allowed to feel anxious.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
allowed. And to accept the fact, and acceptance is a huge part. Toria, you're anxious. Yes, I am.
Mhm.
So acceptance is always the prelude to change.
Right.
It's
Yeah, it
always
is.
the
You do have
prelude to
to accept.
change.
Mhm.
Right. When you do get some criticism, when you hear something about maybe someone isn't particularly kind to one of your songs or your guitar playing or your voice, how do you handle that?
I get a little irritable. I tend to take it a little too personally, and then, just I think back on the last time somebody kind of critiqued my voice, like without me asking. I was taken aback, and I got pretty angry, and then I got angry at myself for getting angry. So,
Ah, okay. You're allowed to be hurt. You have feelings also.
mhm.
And again, you could say, I'm hurt. However, I'd like you to add in this moment, at this time, at present.
Yeah,
That's
that
some
is so
immediacy to
helpful.
how you think and feel. And you know what? You can be angry at the other person. You
Yeah.
can be. I'm not a person who believes that you should walk through life with an all forgiving attitude. Okay.
Mhm.
You're allowed to feel emotions. It's just your reaction to them.
Yeah, that's very true. And it's hard to sometimes control your reaction, but with practice, it does get a lot easier.
We pause the pause before reaction. So I can get angry and that's fine. But if I pick up my cell phone and throw it through the window, that's not a good reaction to that, that emotion, is it?
Right. Yeah. A little scary.
Uh-huh. Right. So I hope that you're able to validate your own feelings and your own emotions.
Yeah, and it's helpful to hear you say that too, and it will be something that I remember because it is important to say like this is how I feel and it's okay because I do often get like mad at myself like why did I feel that way and I should be saying like why did I react that way like it's okay that I felt that way but I should have you can't get mad and then say something hurtful because you can't take that back.
Well, you can, but it doesn't turn out well.
No, that's very true.
So you recently signed with a record label. Tell us about that.
I did. So that was in the what was that in the winter. Digsonic Records. They're a startup out of Pittsburgh, and they have I think about 4 or 5 bands on right now, and they just launched last week, and it was really exciting. And they have a podcast. Unfortunately, we can't do any shows, but they do have that coming out soon whenever we can. And I met them through a friend that I work with, who is also a musician. His name's Eric, and he reached out to me and said that his friends were starting a label and they're looking for some musicians. And I went and met up with them, and we hung out for a little bit, and then the next time I met, I was like signing a contract, and it just
Hmm.
felt really right. It feels really good. And even last night, we were kind of working on some songs and ideas, and we talk a lot back and forth about how we want the album to sound and things like that. And it's just been so exciting, and I'm really excited about it.
Do you think they signed you out of sympathy?
I don't know.
So give me a reason that they would sign you to a recording contract.
They think that I have potential and I'm good.
You have potential for what?
And they like me.
You have potential for what?
uh, to be a good artist and make good songs and just grow as an artist with them, with other artists as well.
Okay. So how about when you say, because I'm good? Good at what?
I'm a good songwriter.
Can you say that confidently?
I can. I guess I've never said it like out loud before, but I think
Ah,
yes, yeah.
I am a good songwriter. What else? What else are you good?
I'm a good singer, and I'm good at the guitar in my own way, I'd say.
I'm good at
And
I have a
yeah, I'm
fine
a good
voice.
performer as well.
I have a fine voice and I'm a good guitarist. Okay. One thing that
Yes.
impressed me about you
Yeah.
the time that I when I saw you was your presence.
Hmm.
Your
Thank
presence
you.
on
I
stage.
appreciate that. Thank you. That was the last show I played too.
Mm,
I miss it. Yeah.
okay. Yes, yes.
It
It's been a while. So,
has.
yeah, so keep in mind, you know, it's fortunate you're not only fortunate to sign with Digsonic Records. Do you think they're fortunate also to have you, Miss Toria?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so, or do you know so?
I know so. Yes. I think they're
Okay,
lucky.
okay. Are you confident in that?
I am. Yes,
Okay.
I am
Well, you
confident
don't
in that.
have to be, but I'm not much of a fake it till you make it person, but sometimes with the validation things, that's what we do.
That's true. Yeah. I do. I am kind of a fake it till you make it person, but not in everything, but
Okay. So remember, there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, and I hope that's something that you have a powerful message to carry to others,
Thank you.
particularly young ladies.
Hmm.
Okay. You can say yes. Uh, Here's what happened in my life. However, here's what I did about it.
Right. Yeah, but it is so important to just
That is really that I think that's really important. Uh,
yeah.
so when you say I'm like a chameleon, tell me about the chameleon line in that that verse.
Well, actually, my uncle said that about me once at I think it was my sister's wedding. I dressed up as Morticia Gomez, and I had a lot of makeup on. And uh, and the day before that, I had like, I looked different. I had my hair different, and then the next day I had a wig on and makeup, and then the next day I didn't wear any makeup and kind of just like had, I didn't do anything. And my uncle made the comment to somebody that they were like, "Oh wow, I didn't even recognize her," and they were saying like, "Oh, she's kind of like a chameleon, like she's." I like to switch it up with my hair dye and makeup and things like that. And so that kind of stuck with me. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll take that. I kind of liked it. So,
So you dressed up like Morticia Adams at your sister's wedding?
oh yeah, I guess that sounds really weird out of context. She had a Halloween wedding, so
Oh, okay.
it wasn't like yeah, a normal wedding, I guess you would say. But yeah, so everybody dressed up. She was Bride of Frankenstein, and my brother-in-law was Frankenstein. It was awesome.
Oh, wow. I've never heard that. Is so cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So it sounds like your sister has a bit of playfulness about her.
She does. She is a lot of fun, and she likes to do things very differently. She doesn't like the traditional way of
Okay.
going about things.
However, there's another way to look at being a chameleon, Toria. And some young ladies, some young men try to change who they are in order to fit in with a crowd or people that they think that they want to be like.
Right. Yeah, it's hard not to sometimes, especially when you're young. You just want to like be like your peers, or you find a group of people and you start to really latch on to the way they think and the way they act, and before you know it, you're not acting anymore. You are like them. So that's tricky.
It hurts to be the weird person. It hurts to be ostracized.
Hmm.
It hurts to be marginalized.
Yeah, especially when you're a teenager, it just kind of feels like the whole
Yes.
world is against you and they're judging you for everything you do.
So we have another song for you, and that is to help young ladies and young men celebrate their uniqueness.
Yeah, it is so important, and it's hard to do sometimes because you do want to fit in and you want to like, especially with social media, it's a whole other layer of wanting to fit in a type of way. It's not just your peers at school, but it's like how people are on the internet. You want to fit in with that, but being unique in yourself is just it's so much fun and it's so rewarding.
Well, Toria, you're also social media.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh huh. You
You think
are.
about that. Yeah, that's
Yes.
very true.
So that's our fishing without bait challenge to you.
Mhm.
So, Toria, it's been great to have you here. And before you send us off, could you let our listeners know how they could uh, contact and get in touch with more of your information? Could you give us the contact information?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd say the best contact would be through Facebook or my email, which are both Victoria Susan Music. So the Facebook page is Victoria Susan Music, which is still not a lot on there right now, but I will be adding more soon. And then my email is Victoria Susan Music at Gmail. And then I will soon have on Bandcamp some songs, but I will update that on Facebook. So keep an eye out for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are just delightful.
Thank you. You as well.
And this is a warning that we will be following you and contacting you in the future for updates.
Yeah, I would love that. I look forward to it.
I'd remember you like a bad dream. The way you pulled at my heart, pulled till you broke the string. Tragically beautiful, sleepwalking mess. Aching hearts, too many cigarettes. You're begging me to stay. You say that I keep you sane. I warned you I'm tragic. You say that it's okay. Too many drinks is fate. This is fate. This is fate. Let's look at the stars. Ignore the faint sound of passing cars. Please kiss me. I may have drank too much. There's a sickness in my stomach when I think of love and loneliness. Please kiss me. There are so many things I wish that I remembered. All those summers we spent together. Please kiss me. I heard you talk in your sleep. You said that only happens with me. Please kiss me.
Please check out our website at fishingwithoutbait.com, where you can listen to the show, comment on our discussions, and find out where you can subscribe to our podcast. If you're interested in flying the colors of Fishing Without Bait, click the shop icon on our website. We have clothing, mugs, cell phone cases, and so much more. Show the world that you fish without bait. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.